environment where every sales count, it's important that every team member is absolutely motivated. Sales only doesn't hinge on strategy, but you need a culture of resilience, trust, and alignment. With 25 years of leading from the front in the field of sales and alliances, I bring to you not just the insights, but a roadmap to transform your sales narrative. Hi, my name is Devesh Mohan. Through leading diverse teams into the field of sales, pre-sales, alliances, and business development across global IT organizations, I have honed the art of turning challenges into the springboards for growth. My book, Build Your Sales Muscle, talks about the journey and the mission to empower the sales professionals and the organization. If you are ready to step up your sales game and strengthen your team, then let's team up. Together, we will make sure that your next project, event, or conference is a stepping stone to achieving your sales dream.
Good evening, everyone.
In an environment where every sales counts, it's important that every team member is absolutely motivated. Sales only doesn't hinge on strategies, but you need a culture of resilience, trust, and alignment. With 25 years of leading from the front in the field of sales and alliances, I bring to you not just the insights, but a roadmap to transform your sales narrative. Hi, my name is Devesh Mohan. Through leading diverse teams into the field of sales, pre-sales, alliances, and business development across global IT organizations, I have honed the art of turning challenges into the springboards for growth. My book, Build Your Sales Muscle, talks about the journey and the mission to empower the sales professionals and the organization. If you are ready to step up your sales game and strengthen your team, then let's team up. Together, we will make sure that your next project, event, or conference is a stepping stone to achieving your sales dream. In an environment where every sales counts, it's important that every team member is absolutely motivated. Sales only doesn't hinge on strategies, but you need a culture of resilience, trust, and alignment. With 25 years of leading from the front in the field of sales and alliances, I bring to you not just the insights, but a roadmap to transform your sales narrative. Hi, my name is Devesh Mohan. Through leading diverse teams into the field of sales, pre-sales, alliances, and business development across global IT organizations, I have honed the art of turning challenges into the springboards for growth. My book, Build Your Sales Muscle, talks about the journey and the mission to empower the sales professionals and the organization. If you are ready to step up your sales game and strengthen your team, then let's team up. Together, we will make sure that your next project, event, or conference is a stepping stone to achieving your sales dream. In an environment where every sales counts, it's important that every team member is absolutely motivated. Sales only doesn't hinge on strategies, but you need a culture of resilience, trust, and alignment. With 25 years of leading from the front in the field of sales and alliances, I bring to you not just the insights, but a roadmap to transform your sales narrative. Hi, my name is Devesh Mohan. Through leading diverse teams into the field field of sales, pre-sales, alliances, and business development across global IT organizations. I have honed the art of turning challenges.
Ready.
Hi, Devish.
Hi, how are
Hi,
you?
Devish.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, Devish. Good evening.
Very
Very
good
good
evening,
evening.
sir. How are you?
Hello, Devis sir.
Hello.
Did
Very
Thank
good
you
you
for
evening to all
coming.
of you. I'm Soumitra Dubey, your host and host for this event. So first of all, thanks a lot for being here on this special occasion as we are having the virtual launch of Build Your Sales Muscle by Mr. Devesh Mohan. First of all, I would like to introduce Mr. Devesh Mohan, who is having 25 years of work in leading sales, pre-sales, alliances, business development across global IT professions, IT organizations. You know, in this book, when you'll go through this book, you will find 25 years of his journey, professional journey. And in this 25 years of journey, you will see on various occasions, he was turning challenges into growth opportunities, fostering a culture of resilience and trust, and building alliances among sales team. Tie your shoes and run towards your goals. This is a line written by him और ये line बताती है the passion of Mr. Devesh Mohan towards setting goals and achieving them. So we all gather here for the launch of the book that is written by him, Build Your Sales Muscles. Book available है हिंदी में भी, English में भी. You can buy as per your preferences. I would like to tell two things about the book. Number one, it encapsulates the in-depth understanding of Mr. Devesh Mohan in the field and also his varied experiences. The result is that there is a clear-cut roadmap. With the help of that, sales professionals can have growth in their career. At the same time, they can they can transform their sales narratives. The main twist of this book launch is that whatever proceedings of the sales will be, it will go to GBTC Trust, Give Back to Community Trust, organization that is working in rural primary education with the mission to bridge the educational gap with the help of technology. So before I welcome Mr. Devesh Mohan, I would like to share one incident with all of you. It's my privilege to host this event because Mr. Devesh Mohan is one of my mentors. And there was one incident when I was sharing my agony with him. That's I have done so many courses, बहुत सारे courses कर लिए, बहुत सारे directions में work कर लिया, but आज जब मैं पीछे मुड़ के देखता हूँ तो लगता है कि they all are wasted. And he immediately responded, no, Soumitra, whatever you are, wherever you are, it is because of all this. He gave me so many examples. That time I was not very convinced, but today I can see that. That was the law of wasted effort. You will find this law in detail in the second chapter of this book. So let's welcome with a round of applause the author of the book, Build Your Sales Muscles, Mr. Devesh Mohan. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Soumitra, and what a lovely evening, and warm welcome to all of you who have taken out time from your busy schedule and be with me on this day where I'm launching my Hindi version of the book, and English version is already available of book Build Your Sales Muscle. And one of the coincidences that it's also my son's birthday. So Dhruv, if you have joined, hello to you too, and hello to everyone who are here. As we progress, we will unveil the book. But before that, just a quick intro. I have Soumitra today, who is the event host, and Soumitra has been with. We know each other for last four years, but these 4 years have been where we have worked together in a lot of things, and as part of GBTC Trust. He is our project director and he leads the projects in Ayodhya, where we are today supporting more than 4,000 children who are in the rural primary school education. So thank you, Soumitra, for being there and making sure that how we can make GBTC Trust a success. So with that, once again, a warm welcome to all of you, and over to you, Soumitra.
Thank you very much, sir. Right, so we are moving to the another section. We have started the event and we are having so many guests here. Thanks a lot for joining. This event is special because we are having a special guest. We are having 3 special guests, and the special about all 3 of them that some point of time Mr. Devesh Mohan has worked under them in different organizations, and they are here to tell us in brief about the book and about Mr. Devesh Mohan. So first of all, let's welcome Mr. Kapuswamy Natesam. Let's welcome Mr. Kapuswamy Natesam. Sorry if my pronunciation is wrong. He is working as a vice president at OpenText USA. He is having more than 30 years of experience in IT industry. So let's have a round of applause to welcome them to share his understanding. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you for having me here, Devesh, and this entire team here. Good to meet all of you here. Before I share my thoughts about the book, let me share a few things about Devesh himself. Devesh and I actually go back to early 2000s when he was part of the sales organization, actually working very closely with our another guest speaker, Sandeep Menon, on this very call. Who himself is a very experienced sales leader, a great mentor. We all very much appreciated that. So I have known Devesh as a very successful salesperson. He will show up in every President's Club, coming across as somebody who exceeds his sales targets every year. When I was running the strategic alliances business for Micro Focus, one day I called him and said, Devesh, we don't know each other too much, but I have known you as a very successful salesperson. I think it would be a fantastic opportunity to work together, maybe in the alliances business, because I think it's an opportunity to multiply your success. So he said, like, okay, let me think over. It sounds interesting. It will help me to push the boundary of my comfort zone. I want to give it a try, but let me talk to my family. Sure, he goes and talk to the family. He comes back next day and said, absolutely, I'm in, all in. And we had this mindset of aiming high, learning from that experience, because there is no such thing as failure. It's all about learning. So this work, building your sales muscle, is a true representation or a reflection of that very mindset. It's a great body of knowledge. It's practical, tested and proven in the field for over the years. We kept fine-tuning this blueprint. We have a lot of friends in the industry who actually very much use this framework even today. We all moved on to different companies, and whenever I talk to this network of friends, everybody uses it big time. So I'm sure you can benefit from this very framework as well. You can learn, you can practice, you can improve this framework yourself or personalize it for your own needs. I think if there is one takeaway that if you want to take from this book, it's about the partner ecosystem. Because as a salesperson, you're always wanting to exceed and be very successful, which means you're constantly looking for how to expand my capacity to sell. I'm one person. I want to make more money. I want to multiply my success. This is where the partnership comes into play, because the partners, particularly the strategic alliances, have the relationship, the scale, and the reach, and the expertise, and more importantly, solving customer problems, the emerging problems. And that's what this book is all about. Yes, obviously, this book certainly covers other partner ecosystem as well. But if you want to be a very successful salesperson, and this is an amazing book, you will certainly get a lot of practical knowledge, practical wisdom that you can definitely take advantage of. You don't have to start from scratch, because you can actually get a jump start in your career by using the proven knowledge that is actually very nicely captured and represented in this book. So good luck reading, and good luck, Devesh. It's an awesome occasion.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. And there's nothing like failure in life. There's only lessons in life. And really, it means it helps the audience a lot to your words about book and about sir. Moving to our next speaker, next special guest. And here is a slide. So now I welcome our second special guest, Mr. Sandeep Menon. He is currently MD of India Operation, Workato Inc. He is a co-founder of FinTech. But the very important thing which I want to mention here, that he is a wildlife conservationist. So over to Sandeep, sir, with a round of applause. Over to you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you. It's great to meet all of you this evening. I'm particularly pleased to be speaking with Kuppu Devesh Seto. I mean, I speak once in a while, but it's been almost a decade since I spoke with Kuppu. So this is also quite a nice nostalgic meeting. It feels like old times. So, I won't try and give too much gyan about sales, because Devesh has captured his, the book is fairly comprehensive, right? Rather, I thought I'll just take a minute to share some of the thoughts that went through my head about my own journey when I was reading that. And the first thing that struck me is that, when I was a young man coming into the corporate world, which was many decades ago, my first manager tried his best to get me into sales, and I resisted with all my strength, right? Because I was a branding and marketing person. And those days, as well as till today, unfortunately, sales suffers from a kind of, what do you say? Its own positioning or market perception is not that great, right? Because लोगों को लगता है कि boss, this is someone who's going to say all kinds of things and try to get someone to buy something, right? And hence, a lot of young people, I find, including me in my youth, try to run away from sales. And then, at some point of time, after a few years, I literally got forced into it because there was no other way to grow in the organization. And I figured out that, look, this is actually quite interesting activity. This is a very real activity because you're sitting right in front of the customer, and that's where the rubber hits the road, right? And it's very authentic in a way. While many of the other things that we do are at least 2 or 3 steps sometimes removed from the customer. And the other aspect, which I now tell young people when they say, no, I don't want to do sales, is that, look, there is a reason why historically salespeople have led companies and led businesses, and they've also been fairly successful people in life. The reason is that many of the skills required to be a successful salesperson, which Devesh has written about, are exactly the same skills that you require to be successful in life as well, right? So, for example, overcoming the fear of rejection. Now, a lot of people who say, oh, I don't like sales, what they're actually not telling you is that my ego cannot take the fear of rejection, right? And this is exactly the same fear of rejection that prevents you from going up and talking to the person who might be your life partner. It is the same fear that prevents you from going up and speaking to a possible investor who might fund your business, a possible employer who might give you a great opportunity. It is the same fear of rejection, right? Similarly, the ability, especially in India, to drive a sale rests a lot on our ability to drive relationships. And this country sales runs on relationships. Let's face it, all countries, but Asian countries than others. And a lot of that is to do with having a level of emotional intelligence where you understand what makes the other person tick, and the ability to build trust, which is the bedrock of any form of relationship, right? And when you learn to deal with people, build relationships of trust, that's what helps you in every aspect of life, right? And lastly, when young people again say, I tried sales, I don't like it, my answer to them always is yes. If you don't really like it, try it for a while and then don't do it if that's not you. But don't make up your mind too fast, right? And that's the aspect Devesh writes about again, which is about resilience, which is that whatever you take up, you do it for a fair amount of time and then make up your mind. Don't give up too easily. So I think all of these are evergreen principles. They were true 30 years ago. They're even more true today. We keep telling young people, don't go hide behind a keyboard. It's not going to, far too many people today just want to hide behind a keyboard and do everything from there. And which is where we now start seeing that a lot of young people from the smaller towns and cities starting to do better because they still have the hunger and the willingness to put the feet on the street. You can be a great technologist, you can be a great marketing person, but if you have not been a salesperson, then it's very hard to be a leader. So I think in that context, the book is so apt, and I hope the Hindi version especially helps a lot of young people to kind of take it up and shine in their careers. Thank you, Devesh.
Thank you. Thank you,
I
Sandeep.
cannot agree more, sir. I think 3 points are coming. Number one is that, this law of this resistance that is there inside us. It is the main reason, and it helps in personal life also. 9 months I was in sales, and it was only a reason I came out of that. I did not get a second chance.
Prashant, if you can mute yourself.
So I absolutely agree, sir. Thank you very much for your insights. Thank you. So now we are moving to our third special guest to get more insight. And our third special guest is Mr. Dheeraj Mittal. He is with US-based eSolution. And a very important thing that I want to share with all of you that he is very much into his startup, even before Startup India initiative was here. So with a round of applause, over to you, Dheeraj sir. Sir, you are mute. Sir, आप mute हो. Sir, please unmute yourself.
I think Dheeraj is mute and he can't hear. That's why he wasn't able to hear.
And the host unmute him.
I am not asked to unmute. Okay. Yeah, done.
So am I audible now?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Congrats and thanks, Devesh, for launching your book again. So, I'd like to start somewhere in 2000s. And, Sandeep just mentioned about small town, right? I'll give you a very small example. Imagine a guy who has got just married, right? He has parents. He's in Lucknow. And he has a pressure from his boss like me. And he makes a big mistake within 3-4 months of his marriage. What would have happened to him? That poor guy. Just imagine. So this is what Devesh did. That's okay. And he realized, and I'll take this mistake after a couple of seconds. What is the difference between a sales and a sales manager? A sales manager is a person who has made a lot of mistakes during his career. And that's the reason, that person really grows. He knows how much failures he has made. He mentors his team. And then he moves from an individual contributor to a team manager. So sometimes, we feel that, sales manager is a person who has more experience. That is fine. But he has more experience and he had more failures as well. So Devesh, did a blunder with the Haryana government department. And then, since he was a real person, we thought that he can do a lot of hard work. he was brought to the head office at Noida in HCL. And can you believe that Devesh Mohan from Lucknow did not stop there? He had those sales muscle even then. He had launched his book 20 years back now, right? But 20 years back, Devesh Mohan crossed the barriers of Lucknow, crossed the barriers of NCR Delhi, crossed the barriers of India, looked after APAC region and the global region. And in these books, which the authors generally, which I see the books I read, I am not a very keen reader. I generally read books to sleep. Bore ho jate ho to book pad lo, right? So they put up stories, right? So here there are no stories as such. What I've read, it is live examples. It is his expectations and his knowledge to the newcomers in the industry that how to increase in sales. The second thing which I would like to put it here is that as a salespeople, I'll talk about the people who have recently come into sales, or maybe 5, 6 years or 10 years in sales. We all feel that the sales is complete once the payments are realized. Very common, right? But I feel is that sales is only realized. Say, for example, in my earlier career, if I'm serving an organization, the organization should, in some other projects, they should feel that I should buy from Dheeraj, not HCL. And when I move from HCL to company Y, they should again say, okay, I should buy from Dheeraj, not that Y organization. So that is the rapport we all need to build in this industry, in the sales industry, because our relationship counts. And Devesh has been instrumental because he moved from sales to alliance role. And I can assume that he would have built those relationships in the industry while working with Novel and some other organizations, that he could maintain his partnerships in place, and then he could have migrated those partners to a newer organization. Devesh, please correct me if I'm wrong. So I think he is one person, who is very close to me from my early days. And, his family, I have been supported by his father as well, right? And I love his kids. So, Devesh, congratulations to you for this book. And we hope that you write much more books after this.
Thank you. Thank you, Dheeraj.
Thank you, Dheeraj sir. So we have 3 special guests, and you'll see they all have touched different chord. Where Kuppuswamy sir does that, there are the lessons in life to learn. And there was Sandeep sir who was talking about resistance in life that can help us in personal life also, not only in professional life. And Dheeraj sir were talking about failure, backstage work, stuff, at the same time relationship that helps us to build build our career in sales. So with that, we are binding up this session, and it was really insightful. Thanks a lot to all 3 of you. And now we are moving to the next session, that is unwrapping the book. So with that, we are really formally launching this book. Over to Devesh sir and all his special guests to please rewrap the book.
Thank you, Soumitra. So, yeah. Can you
Yeah, Dheeraj
put
sir.
us in the limelight?
Sorry, Devesh, I don't have your book because both the books are in my office. I showed it to my colleagues. Or
No issues, sir.
No problem,
my
sir.
bag.
We will superimpose it for the photo. Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, please have a round of applause, clapping for this wonderful book. It's both
Will
in
we
Hindi and
unmute
English.
and throw out the party poppers and give a round of applause to the author? Okay.
Yeah.
1, 2, and 3.
This is the book. And I'm so happy, and this is the English version of it. So yeah,
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you everyone.
Congratulations, Devesh.
Thank you, Kuppu. Yeah.
Great. So
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
So let's move to the next section of this this whole program, and that is going to be something more deep. We must know what are the experience that shaped this book. And for that, we have a session lined up, that is Classics with Karmendra, behind the book story. So what we are doing in it, Mr. Karmendra Trivedi, who is the director, Sales India Canonical, he will interview Mr. Devesh Mohan, and he will touch some areas, some insights, some lessons. So over to Mr. Karmendra Trivedi. Over to you, sir.
Thanks, Mr. Soumitra. So, good evening, everyone, and good morning and afternoon to those in a different time zone, especially to Kupu. So, welcome to the talk, Classic with Karmen, and let me introduce myself who do not know me. My name is Karmen Trivedi, and I live in Noida and take care of canonical business for India and India's subcontinent. So today I have the pleasure of introducing a very special guest, Mr. Devesh Mohan, the author of book Build Your Sales Muscle. So before we begin our conversation, I would like to share a bit about my connection with Devesh. So I've been known to Devesh for almost 15 years and worked together in various organizations, but part of the different teams. I always found him to be a calm, composed, and incredibly responsible and a fantastic human being who knows how to finish the task smartly. And these are not only limited to his professional life, but extend to the personal life as well. That is the reason why he excels as a responsible son, responsible husband, responsible father, brother, and obviously responsible friends as well. So with this, let's dive into a conversation with Devesh about his journey to becoming an author. So Devesh, firstly, many congratulations on the publication of the Hindi version of your Build Your Sales Muscle.
Thank you.
Yeah. So with nearly 30 years of your IT experience, Devesh, and like various leadership roles, like organization like Novel, HCL, SUSE, Micro Focus, and now Canonical. So you must have a demanding schedule managing professional tasks and delivering your best performance. So first question to you from my side is writing a book is an incredibly time-consuming endeavor that requires a deep thought and dedication. Share how you managed to balance these responsibilities and what exactly motivated you to publish Build Your Own Muscles, initially in English, now in Hindi version. Over to you, Devesh.
Yeah, thank you, Karmil. I think it all started during the COVID times because that's when I started looking onto the how I can work on my English version. And luckily, at that point of time, travels were totally out of question. So I think from that point of time, I developed that habit of doing an effective time management. And till today, that's how it has been structured, is that because I'm into a global role, my typical office day starts around 11:30 and or 12, okay, in the afternoon. And it goes up to 10:30. But before that, for a couple of hours, 2-3 hours, it's all about personal growth. What we can do from what I could do in terms of to become a better individual. And that's where it's both the health and mind, which is there, whether I need to invest time in terms of to do some healthy stuff to keep my mind sharp, to keep my health good, and then looking on to what I can spend time in terms of to do some reading or having discussions with my card partners who are there. And thank you everyone, Kiran and Ashish, Ram, who have joined. So spend time in terms of that, how we can really build something through which we can actually give back to the society by sharing our experiences. And that was something which I invested time in terms of uh, to really go through, and first writing the English version, and then second it was about translating it to the Hindi one. So yes, it requires a lot of, I would say, focus and direction, and in terms of that resilience and discipline, that how you can just plan your day or the entire period. And that's what Soumitra talked about the mantra of life, which came up is tie your shoes and run towards your goal, right? So that's something which I keep repeating. I keep telling to everyone, that's how something you need to set goals, because goals helps you to have focus and gives you a direction in which you have to work. And then once you know that, then you are aware that where you are lacking, what are the things on which you need to get help from others, take support, right? And then work towards it to make it successful and give the delivered outcome. So yeah, that was something which was there. I think you put up the second part of the question there, which was, I think.
So yeah. So it was a motivation, like what motivated you to write this book?
Yeah, so I think that was, again, it was all because there was so much time for reflection during COVID. Yeah, and it felt to me that, yeah, there is so many things. There were bits and bytes of different stories which were there. Dheeraj touched upon one of that blunder which I did in my early part of the career. So there are like many of those which were there, and as we say in sales, we have to actually have more failures than success, right? And actually, those failures shape you as an individual, what you're there. And that's one of the reasons why I wanted to make sure or committed to myself that I need to create some resource which is so good, which people can refer, and that would be my gift to the people who can go through it and try to learn from it. Because typically, while I haven't gone through such exercise, it took me a hell lot of time to really come out with uh, those fear of failures or the those challenges which were there as individual, to even be aware of that, what makes you as a person, right? Because to just accept yourself that yes, you are an introvert person, it requires, when you see that your some of the teammates are super extrovert, they can talk with anyone, and you are having so much of fear to talk to someone as a vice president of any organization, and how you have to come out of it, that may take so much of time, and it can give that stress to yourself. How you can overcome that, and some of those examples are there which I wanted to share, so that the younger generation or people who want to really get a perspective out of it don't take so much of time, and they should understand this is all normal. There's nothing. Every person has a personality, everyone has a characteristics with which they have built, so they need to just be aware of what is their strength and work on those. So yeah,
Understood. Yeah, understood. So if I summarize correctly, like you need to be a more disciplined and should be having vision or goal setting within a timeline, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Perfect. So like coming to my second question, that is on your personal reflection. So what did you learn about yourself during the writing process? So what did you like during the writing process? What do you think that, yeah, this was the thing that if I would have like in these 3-4 traits, I would have been a different personality. So I'm sure that there would be a lot of learning that would have been happening during the writing process. And if you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice about writing, writing the book, then what it would be?
So I think one of the major benefit which I got out of that was clarity of thought, right? I think what happens that our brain in a second actually generates millions of thoughts, right? And we really don't uh, uh, really capture that. And basically, what happens, say, if you're thinking in the night before sleeping, there would be myriads of thoughts which will come in the morning, everything is gone, right? So that's something which actually book writing gave me an extreme amount of clarity of thought, that how I need to structure things in terms of, so that basically it helps me that what steps I need to take to get an outcome. So that was a journey of self-discovery which I found. And in terms of that, what would be my piece of advice? I think it's very important for each one of us to do a little bit of self-journaling, right? Whatever, however your day has gone, spend 10 minutes in terms of writing that how things have worked for you, right? Because you will see that there have been moments of success for you on that day, and those are good enough to keep you motivated. And the second is that when I wrote this book, and probably 20 years down the line, I was thinking that, okay, that one happened. Okay, what was I was like scratching my brain to think through that so many things have happened, but it's just not there in my mind. But if you would have done that journaling, then it would have really helped you to create your storylines, create your narrative with some of the concepts which you know about. So it could have been much easier. And it took me like 2 years to come with my first book. So I think these are two things which I would really like people to look upon if they want to get into this journey of becoming an author.
Yeah. So if I correctly mention, yeah, like learning is a continuous process, right? And you should know your potential. You should not underestimate your potential that you won't be able to do that.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. So my final questions to you, Devesh. Final last question to you. So who do you envision as an ideal leader for your book, and how do you hope your book will impact readers?
So I think within sales or even out of sales, because I believe that sales is in everywhere it is. Whether you are engaged into any type of discussion, you have to convince anyone, you have to persuade anyone. Even if my daughter has to persuade me to allow her to go to vacations with her friends, probably she will come up with 5 different scenarios that why I should actually agree to her, right? So that's something which is a part of sales. You do that. But specifically, I think it's more from a B2B point of view, because that's where the business to business sales, which we do in that part, I have an experience. And it actually fits in all for emerging leaders who are there, who want to really look upon that how they can really learn and grow. So there's a lot of tips which are there which they can use. There is every chapter has exercise after the chapter, and it's very self-assessment based exercise. They can go through it. It will help them. The second, even the experienced sales people who are there, it's because life, it's all about perspective, right? Because you may have a perspective, but it's always important that you understand perspectives from different corners of areas, so that it helps you to appreciate that how different people are thinking, right? So you don't become too opinionated. It's you need to first understand and then build that opinion about others. So that's where basically it's a perspective. It gives those perspective. And even now it's like an startup era, even for entrepreneurs who are there, because ultimately if they have to make pitch, like what Sandeep was saying, if you have to make a pitch, they also need to know how you need to really be good in terms of sales, right? So those are few things from my point of view. I think that's what my perspective, that everyone can actually benefit from this book.
Great, Devesh, and thank you so much for the conversation with me. And I really wish you all the very best for the successful launch and for this book and your future endeavor. And
Thank you.
with this, I would like to hand over the stage to Soumitra.
Thank you, Karmen sir, for this interesting interaction. And now, because in the beginning, I have told you that whatever collections will come from the sales of this book will go to GBTC Trust, that is Give Back to Community Trust. You know, whenever we talk about GBTC Trust, the core is that that selfless service. And here we are having Kiran Deep Sandhu, who is the founder of GBTC Trust, He is also a communication leadership coach, and he is with us to share two things. What is GBTC Trust, number one, and number two, in which area it works. So over to Kirandeep Sandhu, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you to each and everyone who is present here for the virtual book launch of Build Your Sales Muscle. I am extremely happy that I am here once again because I was the editor of the English version of the book Build Your Sales Muscle, and today ये किताब हिंदी में लिखी गई है और सबके लिए अवेलेबल हो रही है ताकि जितने लोग जो यंग जनरेशन के लोग हैं जिनको इंग्लिश इतनी अच्छी तरह समझ नहीं आती है, for them they can also get the right knowledge from experts such as Devesh and learn from those skills, those things, so that they can also build their sales muscle. So first of all, congratulations to Devesh for putting the first book in English and now bringing it to a wider audience, which is out there, the Hindi-speaking audience. I remember in 2022, we had launched the English version of the book in Ayodhya. And that's when the thought came, कि what about every other person जिसको English अच्छी तरह नहीं पढ़ सकते और उसको भी sales की knowledge की ज़रूरत है. मैं बोलूँगी कि ये sales की book सबसे ज़्यादा मुझे benefit करी गई है in the process of editing is because I have been able to also build my sales muscle while being on this journey as a leadership coach as well as the founder of GBTC. Now, what is GBTC? GBTC एक सोच है और ये सोच है कि हम एक बदलाव ला सकें. We can bring a change in the society, in this community. As educators, we believe that education is an equalizer, and in today's world, technology is that bridge. And that is the mission and vision of GBTC, to bridge the educational gap in rural India by serving underserved children through technology. I would like to show you a short little video about GBTC and the work that we do in the community, because बातों से बात बनती नहीं है. जो आप देखेंगे, what you will see today, you will have a better idea of what work GBTC is doing, and every single penny of the book that Devesh has written, Build Your Sales Muscle, as well as the English and Hindi version, are going to GBTCs to supporting more underprivileged children. Let's on the video.
Audio is very low.
In India, around 250 million children were impacted during the COVID-19 pandemic with the closure of schools. This negatively affected the primary education, especially in the rural parts of the country. A survey conducted across by the School Children's Online and Offline Learning shows that only 4% children in rural India had access to online education. GBTC, Give Back to Community Trust, aims to bridge the educational gap in rural India by supporting underserved students through technological empowerment. This initiative allows children to make and shape our digital future. Here's two groundbreaking projects initiated by GBTC: Project Enable Smart Class and Project Enable Super 60+. The objective of Project Enable Smart Class is to empower rural schools with technology and increase the outreach of students in the community. The Trust provides digital infrastructure to government primary schools to improve student engagement, student learning, and retention.
मैं ये वादा करता हूँ कि हम सब स्मार्ट क्लास में पढ़ करके एक स्मार्ट बच्चा बनेंगे। Thank you GBTC Trust हमको हमारे विद्यालय को स्मार्ट क्लास देने के लिए। GBTC Trust की तरफ से हमारे स्कूल में टीवी लगी है जिससे हम नई-नई चीजें सीख सकते हैं। Thank you GBTC Trust।
Thank you GBTC Trust। आपने हमारे विद्यालय को एक स्मार्ट क्लास दिया है, जिससे हम बच्चों को अभी तक जो थ्योरेटिकली पढ़ाते थे उसे हम प्रैक्टिकली दिखा पाएंगे, जिससे बच्चे आराम से और आसानी से उस चीज को बहुत ही बेहतर ढंग से सीख पाएंगे।
Project Enable Super 60 Plus. The objective of Project Enable Super 60 Plus is to prepare talented students of economically weaker sections studying in primary schools for entrance exams of Vidya Gyan and Navodaya Vidyalayas through daily online classes in Hindi, mathematics, and reasoning. Selected students are provided smartphones by GBTC Trust. We urge many leaders to join our mission to help more children receive quality education. Through your valuable donation of digital devices, we aim to empower the future generation to succeed in an increasingly interconnected world. Only together, we can give back to community.
So that was a little bit about GVTC Trust, and I'm super happy to share with you that Devesh Mohan, the co-founder of GVTC, and Soumitra Dubey, the project director, are here together, all of us hosting today's virtual book event. And from the bottom of our heart, we thank you for being here, and we encourage each one of you to get a copy of either the English version of the book or the Hindi version of your book, because not only are you going to build your sales muscle, but you will be helping a child to get better education. Over to you, Soumitra.
Thank you very much, ma'am. After seeing the inspiring work of GVTC Trust, now we are moving to the second last section, and that is because we have done a lot of talking now. There's a chance for all of you, if you want, you can ask questions about the book, about the insights in the book. Mr. Devesh Mohan is here, so you can type in the chat, or you can unmute yourself and ask the question. Before that, you please raise your hand. So it is a Q&A session. If anyone want to ask the question, please raise your hand or write in the chat. Right. So questions are there. Yeah.
I am Pramod from. मैं प्रमोद बोल रहा हूँ कनाडा से। देवेश, बहुत अच्छा लगा तुम्हारी किताब देख के। एक सजेशन है अगली किताब के लिए, तुम्हारी किताब पढ़ ली, मसल बना ली, और उसको मेंटेन कैसे करें? How to maintain your sales muscle? That should be your next book. That's my advice.
Okay,
good initiative. Good, Kiran and Savitra. I really appreciate your all efforts. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Bhav Sahab, you would like
Bhav
to,
Sahab.
Dr. Bhav Sahab.
Thank you so much. Devesh sir, many congratulations on
Thank
your
you.
great achievement of this Hindi version of the book. As you are aware, many of the marketing people, candidates, they are communicating mid and higher level in English language, mid and below middle level. Their communication language is Hindi, especially in North region. And I would strongly believe this Hindi version of the build your sales muscle would benefit them, and they will definitely grow and cross the middle and above level. So many congratulations to you and leadership team. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bhav.
Thank you.
Mr. Vimal.
Over to you.
Yeah, Mr. Vimal.
Vimal, sir.
Hello, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you so
I
much,
could
sir.
recall what Dheeraj was mentioning. Whatever blunder you did it.
Yes.
So anyway, congratulations this thing, and I will make sure that my team members also read it. Okay, and definitely they're able to bring something onto the table. Thanks.
Absolutely.
And
More than
congratulations.
happy. Thank you. Thank you so much, sir.
Any other question?
Devesh, would you like?
Right. So I think Devesh sir has got the title of his next book, that is How to Maintain, your sales muscle. So thanks a lot,
Yeah.
Pramod sir. And
Sustaining the sales muscle.
yeah, sustaining
Absolutely.
sales muscles. Yeah, it's a good topic, good phrase, sustaining sales muscles. Right. So with that, we are just moving to the last part of this this meeting. You know, everything that starts ends. First of all, I would like to thanks all the special guests for your valuable insights, the experience that you have shared with Devesh sir, and that insightful interview that was conducted by Karmen sir. Thanks a lot for that, for your insights, for your time. With that, all the participants who are there, I would like to thank you for being here and for just taking this this whole event forward. So as we have discussed a lot, just two things with that I would conclude. You know, Samuel once said that that the writer just starts the thing. It is the reader who finishes it. जो लेखक होते हैं, जो author होते हैं, वो just start करते हैं. To conclude that, there's a role of readers. So as a reader, we must buy the book and we read it to finish the project. So that is the first request. And second, that we all know that the money that is coming is going to GBTC Trust. So there are two things that you are accomplishing with one purchase. One, you are building your sales muscle, and second, you are supporting a child in rural India to get better education. So please go for that. So here the link, you can just visit, click on the link and you'll find the QR code. With that, you can go for the purchase and complete it. So with that, I thanks you all. Together, we can build and make our muscles, sales muscles stronger. Thanks a lot. Let's together make the change. Thank you very much.
I would like to request everybody to on their cameras for the group picture, because this is a wonderful milestone moment for all of us who are here as family, friends, supporters, cheerleaders, to support Devesh in the virtual book launch of Build Your Sales Muscle in Hindi. So let's give our biggest, brightest smiles and pose for the camera. 1, 2, and we have 2 screens, so I will need 1 more. And let me bring Devesh from screen number 1 to screen number 2 so that he can be with everybody. Just give me a second, remove all spotlights. Yeah. Move him to the second screen so that he is there. Yes, he's here. 1, 2, and 3. Thank you. And Devesh, any thank yous last minute before we close the meeting? Yes.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, everyone. It was a special day for me, and you made my day by being here, and that means actually a lot to me, because celebrating this great day with friends, with family, with my corporate friends who have been here. So everyone, it's a very unique movement, because normally you try to segregate these movements with different occasions, but this is one occasion where everyone is there, and so it becomes so unique for me. And once again, thank you all for being here.
And do buy the book and support Devesh to build his sales muscle for corporate training, so that we can again give back to community, as well as it doesn't have to be the amount that is in the book. If you would like to support more than what is in the book, we would be more than appreciative of every single dollar that, or penny, or rupee that comes to GBTC. With that, thank you from the GBTC team, myself, Kirandeep Sandhu, Soumitra Debe, as well as every single person who is here. Thank you for being here. Good night.
See how the book has worked. Kiran has been so well selling. So that's the fear which has moved out, and she is building her muscle. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone. Bye. Congratulations, Devesh sir.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.